Monday morning. Gosh, I don't even know what episode we're on. I think we're close to 60 now, which is really damn cool. I did have in my diary that just before the mountains, I'd calculated if I'd been doing it 5 days a week, it would be like 65 plus or something. And I know the first few weeks I had a couple public holidays and just decided on public holidays I wasn't filming. Oh, look at the nice little orange clouds, sunrise clouds. It's about 10 to 6. I've got 10, 15 minutes before I got to go wake up the husband, and then we're grabbing a cab into town to start our sessions for this morning. But it was such a nice day yesterday. It was hot. We're getting hot heat in Hong Kong with all these typhoons swirling around us. But we went on a walk. Lincoln was hot. Every time there was water, there was a chance. He sat over there. Come here. Come say hi. Come. No. Come. He's been chasing a bee. So that was hot, but that was fun. And then we came back, had a nice little nap, didn't we? Had a nice little nap. And then we went and did some archery practice yesterday. Look, there's his little face. There's his little face. Hey, y'all. Lincoln. He's still tired from yesterday. Yes, he's still tired from yesterday. Yes, it's nice to get out of the house, huh? Nice to get out of the house. We had 6 weeks of just rain. I think in Hong Kong you forget as well how much that affects you. I've talked about that in some of my other episodes. We don't need to go into that today, do we? But we crossed over the 3-week mark. 3 weeks yesterday. We are flying to the mountains. It's all getting very, very real now, huh? And I still can't quite believe. Well, I can, because we put it in and we make the steps to work backwards to make sure it happens. But for the last 5 years, minus the year that my dad passed away in 2024 and we missed the Altavia 1, we have blocked off 10 days, if not more, of hiking time, offline, in the mountains, gone. And I still remember the first time I did a 10-day Vipassana, and again, I've mentioned this before in some of the other episodes, but they're going to start doing this as we move forward. I have no doubt that if you want something to happen, you've got to make it happen, and you've got to put it in the diary, and you've got to work around it. Like, it's so easy. And I was notoriously bad at this during my agency days. Oh, I'd like to do this. Oh, I'd like to do that. I had all these things in my mind that I said I wanted to do, and I never once even did a little bit towards it. I think the most frustrating one was with my art. I still struggle with that, but I also still struggle with the fact that there's still that, not necessarily doubt anymore, but there's still that essence of non-belief. I don't know whether that's so ingrained in me from being a kid and going, oh, it's not a career, or like just in general. But I think I'd said in my email the other day, like being a professional creative, that's definitely ticked over. Like multiple skill sets, yes, I do a whole bunch of different things. I even wrote the other day, like, how do you put that in a box? You know, personal trainer, graphic design, all the things. And I do notice that my skill sets and the areas that I enjoy working with also encompass that mind, movement, media triangle, whether it's your mental health, your physical health, or your soul health. So again, it's interesting to me that those are the three that keep coming back into play, you know. And even yesterday, going down to the little archery spot and seeing all the other older Chinese guys doing their archery and just people that were down there, I'm like, that's a really cool sport to like learn and enjoy and practice. And yeah, it's time for some outside time. It's the only thing I do really struggle with Hong Kong as a city. Like, as much as it's got so much of everything else, it's got the convenience, it's got the safety, it's got, you know, it's light most of the year. The summers are hot, yes, but you can also escape. You know, we're close enough to different places. Just go to Thailand, go to the Philippines, go explore China, or go do something else. Like, if you really need to, you can escape the heat. And if not, it's not great, but it's not the worst thing. You just move and do indoor stuff, or you go and do different things, you know, for the summer. But outside, like, I just struggle because of the pollution, man. Like, even the time that we spend outside, it's great, but it still just doesn't feel the same as even in the UK or South Africa for sure. It's just a different, like, quality of the air, and it's genuinely just because of the pollution out here. And I really struggle with that. And I even remember becoming a personal trainer and going through the F45 stuff and the Mindful Wing Chun stuff, and I was taking a lot more care of myself, and it was still feeling like it was a full-time job. Like, even as a trainer and someone who's been educated on these things and understands the, mechanisms behind what's happening and is aware that, in order to get a result, you need to do X, Y, Z. Like, even that made it hard to still do it. And even in the city, that was the thought I was having yesterday. I was wondering at what point you're able to start detaching so much more. And I definitely think that if you stay in a certain environment, the only other factor that kicks in is age. That then goes, okay, we can actually slow down, or let's do some things that are a bit more calming or soulful, or I don't know. Ooh, hi, Bee. Yeah, there's something about this city. There's something about it. I don't know if it's because I was born and raised here and still have that mild connection, but now even going into Central and stuff more often, like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. And as soon as I don't have to, I won't. Let's see if we can get till Christmas. I mean, look, I'll do this if we need to get out, to chunk away at everything, but I have a feeling after the mountains and coming back and getting back into J.K. Molina's group so I can focus on the build out of the bots, get everything working and up and out. I think as much as I was so excited for that project to get off the ground, I also realized, like, I would so much rather take my time with this stuff and make sure that it is correct for the end user. Like, it's so easy nowadays for us to just try and come up with an idea and dump too many people in on the other side. Certain things, it works. You've got to test it. It's not as harmful in that sense. I mean, I guess I don't know if I'd call this harmful, but I like, when it comes to these sidekicks and these bots, like, I would so much rather be a bit patient and make sure that it's getting out through the right feelers and the right people are starting to use it and understand it, and I'm working with them to get it to a point where it's, really slick and really useful and really them. Come here. Come on, leave the bee alone. Leave the bee alone. Leave the bee alone. He's okay. Leave him alone. Come, sit. Yes, just chill. Just chill. Yeah, I mean, I've got my 5 founding members in there that have been really enjoying it and really actually using it. And I remember I had done a sidekick challenge, so a 30-day challenge. My initial idea with that, because I was seeing so many other 30-day challenge thing comes up, was going to be, give them a prompt a day, or give them something to do every day, or I love how you're just going to see his little bottom right there. Give them something to do every day. And then I realized, first week into the group, the ladies just needed my support. They just needed me to be there. They just needed somewhere where they could drop a question as and when it came up. They didn't need somebody who was trying to pull them back into something every single day and hype them up. And the biggest thing that I realized as well is that the idea with these bots is that they help you. So if your cadence is daily, great. But if your cadence is jump in once a week, create your content for the week, have it scheduled for the week, and then jump back in next week when you have new stories, that's your cadence. So there's no point running a daily challenge for a thing that then didn't quite need that momentum. Yeah, and I don't know if everybody's just getting really, not blasé. Man, I don't know. I'm going to say it again, I don't know. I don't know. Things are shifting so fast. This whole thing about how do you teach something that is so uniquely yours that is actually technically unteachable? I genuinely feel the way I work is in reverse. Like, I draw it out of you. I draw it out of you. And a lot of the times, the biggest thing for me is qualifying my clients so that the ones that are getting to me are the ones that can have those lessons, and they've done enough of the internal work to know that they've found their internal guidance system, and to know that they're trying to look for a coach or look for somebody that's not necessarily telling them what to do, but is pulling these ideas out, pinpointing what can work, creating the outline of a project, designing the MVP, right? Minimum viable product. What is the step one towards the North Star of what you're trying to build? And how do you then make sure that you're testing it in a way that each iteration is an asset that you can build and use, but also that each test brings in an income, doesn't have to be free, can be for the first one if you'd like. This is also where I remind my clients about the stretch goals, because another thing that I see a lot of these bigger high ticket coaches, and now high ticket's annoying me, the name high ticket is annoying me, high ticket coaches, teaching you how to sell high ticket offers. It's just a bigger price tag. But the problem is that if you don't have the internal infrastructure to handle a larger price tag, or you don't even believe it, you will be automatically rejecting that as you're trying to sell it. And I think a lot more people have a lot more friction that's caused then, because then it's very easy to take a go at yourself and be like, oh, I don't have what it takes, or I don't. And it's like you've really just not even given yourself a chance to get in front of a few more people, or to feel a bit more fluid with your delivery methods, that you're able to turn around and go dup, 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 dup. Like the price starts to jump up. So I say to all my clients, and I had to say this to myself as well, it's like, okay, here's the goal that we want to be charging at an hourly rate. And I know we can work up to that, but in the interim, what's the stretch goal past what you've already been earning? Just do that. Just charge like $100 plus whatever you've been earning, or again, depending on your currency, 500, 1,000. Add that price tag. Once you've sold that, add another $50, add another $100, and just eke your way up, because it is amazing to see. I still remember the first time earlier in this year when I'd sold my first ever $800 a month pack, 3-month pack. And immediately after she'd paid, I was like, I know I'm worth more than that. But I had to do that in order to feel that in my body, and in order to immediately have that sense of, all right, okay, somebody's paid it. I didn't feel like this was a grabbing thing. I didn't feel like I had to convince them they were the right person for the right thing. I've set expectations. And what's nice as well is that you get to change the rules with your clients. You get to change the rules. So if you go through 3 months and maybe you're not seeing the results that they're having, offer them something else. Offer them a different add-on. Offer them a separate container. Offer them an extension if you'd like. Offer them what would make sense for where they're at right now with what you've got. And this is why I love the bots, because depending on what is coming your way, you get to be a lot more pivotable and light on your feet in that sense. You don't have to have the back end figured out. If someone comes to you as a certain person, as a certain thing, and you need to whip up a quick offer, you get to put those details into the bots using your experience, and then go, okay, what can I offer this person? And then you could ask them about price ranges and stuff and work from there. It doesn't have to be this, I have to decide on one offer that's going to fit everybody for everything. You get to actually pick and choose, especially at the beginning. It can be a lot more tailor-made until you even figure out what it is that you want to do, because it's so easy to go, I want to run a container the way that that coach does, until you start running it, and then you're like, I don't want to run a container like this coach does. So again, it's like that is the trial and error, and that is the guidance that I feel like I give. It's like, all right, here's the plan, here's the project, let's go start the plan, and let's see how quickly it either falls apart or starts to actually sprout new ideas and new pathways that can lead to something bigger. And regardless, all the way along, what's nice is with each of those little projects is it's not a waste of anybody's time, because by going through that process of creating an offer, selling it to someone, presenting a workshop or a class, or creating a lead magnet, like you go through the steps of learning all those pieces that you need in order to have that bit working. So next time you come around to that part, or next time you need to do it, it feels a lot smoother. It gets quicker. It gets easier. That's the whole point. It's the putting in these reps so that over time your warm-up is, your workout is now your warm-up. That was what I loved in the fitness industry. And again, seeing so many people in the gym, people who have never been, people who have been before, just working on themselves, building the projects, things take time. So get your reps in, make it fun, and allow yourself that permission that you don't have to stick with one thing forever. I think that was the hardest thing for me. I used to tell myself so often, you don't have to do this forever. And then I'd still psych myself out of like presenting something or getting something out there that I could then get feedback on and could be the first kind of, I don't know, claws or grips of something bigger that you can walk down. So yeah, that's tea with me this morning. I gotta go. I'll see you guys tomorrow.